you, but the first thing I thought when I heard you could get an 8.1 liter or a turbo diesel was, how about a turbo 8.1 liter? And if you remember our last shootout, we had the 8.1 against the tuned Duramax, and the 8.1 was about 10 horsepower short after the tune and a few upgrades, and I was really itching to win. So I spent way too much time and energy and money turbocharging this big block. We put an S400, a 484 to be certain, with a 110 AR on a manifold from Amos Garcia. So we have a turbocharged 8.1 liter. We have the full front stack from a Duramax, so that's an intercooler, front radiator, charge pipes basically made it to work up with the turbocharger location for the 8.1, oil lines, downpipe, a bunch of parts from WC Fab to relocate the coolant tank and make the charge air handling system look really nice. Upgraded fuel system, 1000cc injectors from FIC, 2 in-tank pumps, a new fuel pressure regulator. I tuned the truck using HP tuners on 2-bar, upgraded map sensor. I mean, the list goes on. If you think this is a simple thing to do, the turbocharge an 8.1, man, you got some work ahead of you, but it's a lot of fun. These engines have amazing response from the factory. That's why people love them, is because you hit the throttle and this thing jumps. Now you have a turbocharger, and we have about 12 pounds of boost on top of that. And it doesn't just jump out of the hole, it jumps and then it gets up and goes. Why didn't we do a Whipple on the truck? Well, for one, Whipple's really common upgrade on these trucks, and it's pretty well done and kind of overdone in my opinion. My thought with this truck was doing the turbocharger setup also allows me to use the Duramax intercooler and really use the truck's cooling stack to keep the boost cool. So if we want to tow, if we want to use the truck, we're going to be able to have really good airflow over the Duramax intercooling stack, and a really efficient use of exhaust gas to drive the turbocharger and keep the truck in boost. So that's why I didn't do a Whipple. On top of the engine upgrades to the truck, we also upgraded the transmission. So the Allison transmission, typically happy up to around 700 foot-pounds of torque on this model year. We expect to be pretty close to that, and while we had things down and apart, because we build Allison transmissions as a business, we decided to upgrade the Allison to our DT550 and also put a 6-speed conversion in it. So this truck has 6 gear, got a couple little paint adjustments. It got a Chevy bubble nose hood melded to the GMC grille, paint match fender flares, and a wet sand and buff. So it looks sharp, had the underneath cleaned up. I mean, the thing is really, it's in really nice shape for an 01. Even redid the seats. All great additions to the truck. I'm sure the question that's begging everybody's conscience right now is, what kind of power does it make? And to answer that question, we're going to put it on the dyno and find out. Let's do a little back of the napkin calculation though first. If we're making 317 horsepower at 90 kPa map pressure at about 4,000, 4,200 RPM, and now we're running up to 5,000 RPM with the turbocharger, and we're running 12, 13, 14 pounds of boost depending on the day, that's pretty easily double the power at the set RPM, and then we're adding RPM on top of that. So really this thing should make 600 plus no problem. Is that within the limits of the 8.1 liter? Well, we'll find out. Let's see.